Welcome to English Chill Talks. Slow conversations, clear English, and thoughtful ideas.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Alex, and here is Sarah.
Hi guys, I am so excited for this episode today. We have a really deep topic to dive into, right?
We really do. Honestly, I have been looking forward to this conversation all week long.
Me too. It's one of those things that everyone struggles with at some point.
Totally. We're talking about the power of believing in yourself and how it changes everything.
Well, it is basically the foundation for everything we do in life, isn't it?
Exactly. Let's get right into it.
So, Sarah, what does it actually mean to believe in yourself? I mean, it sounds simple.
Right? To be fair, most people think it is just about being loud or overly confident.
Exactly. But it is actually much deeper than just having a big ego. It's about internal trust.
I love that. It's like having a quiet certainty that you can handle whatever comes your way.
For sure. But if you think about it, why is it so hard to maintain that feeling?
Honestly, I guess it is because we are constantly bombarded with reasons to doubt our own abilities.
That is so true. The world is always ready to point out where we might be falling short.
Wait, let's back up for a second. Is self-belief something you are born with, or is it learned?
That reminds me of a study I read recently. It suggested that confidence is actually a skill.
Oh, interesting. So we can actually practice believing in ourselves just like we practice a sport?
Exactly. It's funny you say that because it really is a mental muscle that needs consistent training.
I totally agree. If you don't use it, your confidence just starts to wither away over time.
Let's talk about that inner critic for a moment. We all have that voice, right?
Oh, definitely. Mine is literally the loudest person in the room sometimes.
Haha, I know the feeling. It's that voice that says you aren't ready or good enough yet.
Honestly, it's so frustrating. It's like we have a built-in lawyer for our own self-doubt.
Exactly. And the crazy part is, we usually believe that voice without even questioning the evidence.
Right. It's like we treat our fears as if they are absolute, unchangeable facts of life.
To be fair, that voice is usually just trying to protect us from getting hurt or embarrassed.
I mean, that makes sense. It's a survival mechanism from way back in our evolutionary history.
Exactly. But in the modern world, that mechanism often ends up holding us back from growth.
Speaking of which, how do we actually start to quiet that voice when it gets too loud?
Well, I think it starts with awareness. You have to recognize that the voice is separate from you.
That is a great point. You are not your thoughts, you are the observer of your thoughts.
Exactly. Once you realize that, you can start to challenge those negative scripts in your head.
For sure, it's like you have to cross-examine your own self-doubt to see if it's true.
Right. Usually when you look for evidence, you realize the doubt is just based on fear.
Exactly. It's funny because fear and excitement actually feel very similar in the body, don't they?
They totally do. Your heart races and your breath gets shallow in both situations.
Right, so maybe we can just rebrand our fear as excitement to change our perspective.
I love that idea. Instead of saying, I'm nervous, you say, I'm energized for this challenge.
Literally, it sounds like a small shift, but it really changes how your brain processes the stress.
On that note, do you think social media makes believing in yourself harder than it used to be?
Oh, absolutely. We are constantly comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel.
Exactly. It's like you see someone's success and forget they had 10 years of failure first.
For sure, you're comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20, which is just unfair.
Right. It creates this false sense of inadequacy because we don't see the struggle or the doubt.
Honestly, it is basically a recipe for feeling like you are perpetually falling behind everyone else.
If you think about it, we're the only ones who see the full picture of our own lives.
Exactly, so we have to be extra kind to ourselves when things aren't looking perfect yet.
Let's talk about the fake it till you make it concept. Do you actually believe in that?
I mean, to an extent, sometimes you have to act like the person you want to become.
Right. It's like your brain eventually catches up to the actions you are taking every single day.
For sure, if you act confident, people respond to you differently, which then builds real confidence.
Exactly. It's a feedback loop that can either work for you or against you over time.
True. If you act like a failure, you'll probably start to feel like one pretty quickly.
The thing is, self-belief isn't about knowing you will succeed every time you try something.
Right. It's actually about knowing you'll be okay even if you fail at what you're doing.
Exactly. That's such an important distinction to make when we talk about this topic.
Well, if you aren't afraid of failing, you have nothing left to be afraid of, right?
Exactly. Resilience is like the backbone of self-belief. It keeps you standing when things get really tough.
That reminds me, have you ever felt like you lost your self-belief entirely after a big setback?
Oh, for sure. It's like the ground just disappears from beneath your feet for a while.
I've been there too. It feels like you were a fraud the whole time, doesn't it?
Exactly. That imposter syndrome is such a common part of the human experience, unfortunately.
Honestly, even the most successful people in the world feel like imposters sometimes, you know?
I've heard that. Apparently, it never really goes away. You just get better at managing it.
Right, it's like a companion that follows you as you climb higher and higher in life.
Exactly. So the goal isn't to get rid of doubt, but to keep moving despite it.
I love that. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it is taking action while you are afraid.
Speaking of which, how do small wins play into this whole process of building self-trust?
Oh, they are everything. You have to prove to yourself that you can follow through on things.
Exactly. If you say you're going to wake up early and you do it, that's a win.
For sure, those tiny promises you keep to yourself are the bricks that build your confidence.
Right. It's like you're building a reputation with yourself that you are actually a reliable person.
Exactly. Most people focus on the big goals and forget that the small habits matter more.
Honestly, the big goals are just the result of 1,000 tiny wins over a long time.
Totally. You can't just jump to the top of the mountain without taking the first step.
But the first step is always the scariest because the top looks so far away, right?
Exactly. It feels like you're standing at the base of Everest in your flip-flops.
What a visual. But seriously, if you just focus on the next 10 feet, it's manageable.
Right. It's about narrowing your focus so you don't get overwhelmed by the big, scary picture.
Let's talk about the environment. How much do the people around us affect our self-belief?
Oh, a huge amount. If you are surrounded by critics, you will start to criticize yourself, too.
Exactly. It's like your self-belief is a plant that needs the right soil to grow.
For sure, if the soil is toxic, the plant is going to struggle no matter how strong it is.
Honestly, some people will always try to pull you down because of their own insecurities, right?
Exactly. When you start believing in yourself, it can actually make other people feel very uncomfortable.
That is such a profound point. Your growth often highlights their own lack of progress or effort.
Right, so they might try to sabotage you just to feel better about their own current situation.
To be fair, they might not even realize they are doing it most of the time.
I agree. It is usually a subconscious reaction to seeing someone else step out of their comfort zone.
Exactly. So you have to be very careful about who you share your biggest dreams with.
For sure, you need an inner circle of people who actually want to see you succeed.
Right. You need people who will hold the mirror up and show you your own potential.
I mean, sometimes we need others to believe in us until we can believe in ourselves.
Exactly. It's like they lend us their confidence while we are still building up our own supply.
That is a beautiful way to put it. I've definitely had mentors who did that for me.
Me too. They saw something in me that I literally couldn't see myself at the time.
Speaking of which, do you think affirmations actually work, or are they just kind of cheesy?
That's a tough one. I think they work if they are actually grounded in some reality.
Right. If you just tell yourself, I am a billionaire, but have $5, it won't work.
Exactly. Your brain will just flag that as a lie and you'll feel even worse, actually.
For sure. It's like your subconscious is saying, who are you trying to fool, Alex?
Exactly. But if you say, I am capable of learning and growing, that is actually a fact.
Right. It's an affirmation of your potential rather than a fake claim about your current status.
Exactly. And that shift makes it much easier for your brain to accept and believe it.
I think it's also about how you talk to yourself when you mess something up, honestly.
Oh, for sure. We are often way harsher on ourselves than we would ever be to a friend.
Right? If a friend failed, we would encourage them, but we just berate ourselves instead.
Exactly. It's like we have this double standard for kindness that only excludes ourselves, right?
Exactly. We have to learn to be our own best friend instead of our own worst enemy.
To be fair, that takes a lot of practice and a lot of conscious effort every day.
Honestly, it's a lifelong journey. You don't just arrive at a state of perfect self-belief.
Right. It's like a daily choice you have to make when you wake up in the morning.
For sure. Some days it is easy, and other days it feels like a total uphill battle.
Exactly. But the more you choose it, the easier that choice becomes over the long run.
I mean, look at athletes. They have to believe they can win before the race even starts.
Exactly. If they have even a sliver of doubt, it can affect their physical performance instantly.
Right. The mind and the body are so tightly linked that you can't separate them really.
Speaking of which, have you ever noticed how your posture affects how you feel about yourself?
Oh, definitely. If I am slouching, I feel small and invisible. It's like I'm hiding away.
Exactly. But if you stand up straight, you feel more capable and ready for the world.
Ha! The classic power pose. It actually changes your hormone levels, which is pretty crazy.
Right. It lowers cortisol and raises testosterone, which literally makes you feel more confident and bold.
That is amazing. It shows that we can use our bodies to trick our brains into believing.
Exactly. It's another tool in the toolbox for when we are feeling particularly low or unsure.
I love that. It's like we have all these hacks to help us get back on track.
Honestly, though, the biggest hack is just consistent action over a long period of time.
For sure. Action is the best antidote to fear and doubt every single time, right?
Exactly. When you're moving, you don't have as much time to sit around and overthink everything.
Ha, true. Overthinking is basically the graveyard where most of our great ideas go to die.
Exactly. We think ourselves out of things before we even give them a real chance to happen.
Right. It's like we are trying to solve problems that don't even exist yet in reality.
Exactly. It's pre-worrying about things that might never even happen at all in the future.
Honestly, it's such a waste of energy that could be used for actually making progress instead.
Wait, let's back up. What about the role of intuition in believing in yourself?
Oh, that's huge. I think believing in yourself is also about trusting your gut feeling.
Exactly. It's that internal compass that tells you which direction is right for you personally.
Right, and often we ignore that compass because we are too busy listening to outside opinions.
Exactly. We let other people's maps guide our own personal journey, which never works out well.
For sure. Then we end up somewhere we never wanted to be, feeling totally lost and confused.
Honestly, it takes a lot of courage to follow your own path when everyone is pointing elsewhere.
Right. It's like you're swimming against the current, but that's where the real growth happens.
Exactly. And the more you trust your intuition, the stronger that internal voice actually becomes.
I totally agree. It's like a relationship you have to build with yourself over many years.
Right. You have to prove to yourself that you won't let yourself down when things get hard.
Exactly. Self-belief is basically the ultimate form of self-respect if you think about it.
I love that. If you don't believe in yourself, you're essentially saying you don't respect your potential.
Wow, that's a powerful way to look at it. It's like a betrayal of your own possibilities.
Exactly. So we owe it to ourselves to at least try to see what we are capable of.
Honestly, what is the worst that can happen? You fail and end up where you started?
Exactly. And even then, you'll have more experience and wisdom than you did before you tried.
Right, there is literally no downside to trying, yet we act like it's a life or death situation.
Exactly. Our brains treat a social rejection like a literal predator in the tall grass.
For sure. But luckily we don't live in the savannah anymore, even if our brains think so.
Right. We have to remind ourselves that we are safe and that it is okay to take risks.
Exactly. Safety is the enemy of a life well lived in many ways, don't you think?
I do. If you're always safe, you're never growing. You're just stagnating in your current comfort zone.
Honestly, growth only happens when we step out into the unknown and trust ourselves to figure it out.
Right, it's about being comfortable with being uncomfortable, which is a really hard skill to learn.
For sure, but once you master that, you are basically unstoppable because nothing can truly scare you away.
Exactly. You become like a force of nature that just keeps moving forward regardless of the weather.
I love that metaphor. It's like being the mountain instead of the person climbing the mountain.
Exactly. The mountain doesn't care if it's raining or snowing, it just stays exactly where it is.
Exactly. It just exists in its own power and doesn't ask for any permission to be there.
Right, and that is the ultimate goal of self-belief, to just be without needing external validation.
Honestly, imagine how much energy we would save if we stopped looking for everyone else's approval.
Exactly. We would have so much more fuel to actually do the things we want to do.
Right. It's like we are constantly leaking energy by worrying about what the neighbors think of us.
Exactly. Most of the time, the neighbors are too busy worrying about themselves anyway, right?
For sure. Everyone is the main character in their own movie, and you're just a background extra.
Exactly. That realization is actually very liberating if you really sit with it for a while.
Right. It means you can do whatever you want because no one is really watching that closely.
Exactly. So you might as well go for it and see what happens with your life.
Honestly, the biggest regret people have on their deathbeds is not taking enough risks, isn't it?
It is. They regret the things they didn't do much more than the mistakes they actually made.
Right, because a mistake is just a lesson, but a missed opportunity is just a what if forever.
Exactly. And what if is a much heavier burden to carry than at least I tried is.
For sure, I would much rather have a book full of failed attempts than a blank book.
Me too. A blank book means you never lived. It means you just existed in a safe little box.
Right, and the box is comfortable, but there is no view from inside the box, huh?
Exactly. You have to break the box to see the sunset and the stars, right?
Honestly, that is such a great way to put it. We build our own boxes out of fear.
Exactly. And self-belief is the hammer that we use to smash those boxes into pieces finally.
I love that. It's a process of liberation, freeing yourself from your own self-imposed limitations and doubts.
Right. It's about realizing that the only person truly standing in your way is actually just you.
Exactly. Once you get out of your own way, the path forward becomes so much clearer.
Let's look at some real-world examples. Think about someone starting a new business for the first time.
Oh, that is a classic one. There are a million reasons why it might not work out.
Exactly. The market is crowded, the economy's uncertain, and they have no experience at all.
Right, so if they don't believe in themselves, they will quit at the first sign of trouble.
Honestly, they will probably quit before they even launch the website because of the fear involved.
Exactly, but the person who believes in themselves sees those challenges as puzzles to be solved instead.
Right. They think, okay, I don't know how to do this yet, but I can figure it out.
For sure, that yet is the most powerful word in the English language for self-belief.
It really is. It turns a permanent failure into a temporary state of learning and growing.
Exactly. It's like, I am not a good public speaker yet. It changes everything, right?
Totally. Or think about someone going for a job promotion they feel underqualified for at the moment.
Right. They look at the list of requirements and think, I only have 5 out of 10.
Exactly. But the person with self-belief focuses on the 5 they have and their ability to learn the rest.
For sure. They walk into the interview with the energy of someone who belongs in that room.
Exactly. And that energy is often more important than what is written on the actual resume.
Honestly, people hire for attitude and train for skill most of the time anyway, right?
Right. If you believe you can do it, you're much more likely to convince them you can too.
Exactly. It's about projecting that certainty so that others can feel it and trust you.
What about someone who wants to change their lifestyle, like starting a fitness journey or a diet?
Oh, that's a big one. Most people fail because they don't believe they are the type of person who works out.
Exactly. They have this old identity of being lazy or unfit that they can't seem to shake.
Right, so they have to believe in the new version of themselves before it even exists in reality.
Exactly. They have to act like an athlete before they actually look like one in the mirror.
For sure. It's about shifting your identity from the inside out rather than the outside in.
Honestly, if you don't believe you can change, you won't even bother to put in the work.
Right. Why would you waste time on something you think is impossible for you anyway?
Exactly. So self-belief is the spark that actually starts the whole engine of change for us.
I love that. Without that spark, the engine is just a heavy piece of metal sitting there.
Right. And once the engine is running, you just have to keep adding fuel through small actions.
Exactly. It's a beautiful process when you see someone finally start to believe in their own power.
It really is. You can literally see it in their eyes and how they carry themselves.
For sure. It's like a light gets turned on inside them that wasn't there before, right?
Exactly. And that light is contagious. It makes everyone around them feel more capable and inspired too.
Honestly, that is why we need more people to believe in themselves. It makes the whole world better.
Right. Imagine a world where everyone was actually brave enough to chase their real potential.
It would be incredible. There would be so much more creativity and innovation everywhere you looked.
Exactly. So believing in yourself isn't just a self-help thing. It's a service to the world, really.
I love that. It's like you're doing us all a favor by being the best version of you.
For sure. Don't rob the world of your talents just because you're a little bit scared right now.
We've covered a lot today. It really comes down to that internal relationship, doesn't it?
It totally does. Believing in yourself is a habit, not a destination you reach and stay at.
Exactly. It's something you have to choose every single day, especially when things go wrong.
Right. And remember that the voice of doubt is just a part of you, not the whole you.
Honestly, I think the biggest takeaway is that self-belief is built through small, consistent actions.
For sure. Keep those tiny promises to yourself and watch your confidence grow over time.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to fail, because failure is just data for your next attempt.
Right. Each no or mistake is just getting you closer to the yes that matters.
Well said. I think we should all try to be a bit kinder to ourselves this week.
I agree. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping and watch what happens.
Exactly. You deserve your own support more than anyone else does at the end of the day.
For sure. You're the only person you're definitely going to spend the rest of your life with.
That's a great place to end it. Thank you so much for joining me today, Sarah.
Thanks for having me, Alex. This was such an inspiring conversation to be a part of.
I hope you guys at home feel a little more empowered to take that next step.
For sure. Go out there and do something that scares you just a little bit today.
Exactly. You've got this. We'll see you all in the next episode for more TED Talks.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening and believing in us, too.
Take care, everyone. See you soon.